Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosinzia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosinzia has garnered great reviews and even 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also heard on HamiltonRadio.net, Oldies FM, Diamonds Radio, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, hoodies, and tote bags, and makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and phone cases and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com, and make sure you give generously today. We're here with 2 terrific, wonderful people teaming up. We have screenwriter and director from Duval County, Florida, and live quite a nomadic life. He studied theater, screenwriting, directing, plus law enforcement and humanities in Tallahassee. He also operates 2 missions, fund with filmmakers and mental illness awareness, or MIA, and also served as a combat veteran and mercenary for multiple private outfits, and also served in the U.S. Army. Works with veterans in film and also consult with firearms. And we also have a wonderful lady who joined us as well too, and she's a producing partner and also an actress as well too. And we'll be talking about the big movie project Lethal Ladies, and live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios somewhere in Florida or somewhere in the United States. We have 2 of the amazing people out there with Lethal Ladies. We have screenwriter and director Noah Wires III, and we have producing partner and actress Asia Loren. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Morning. Thanks for having us, Mike.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
What's great to have you guys on board too. So let's start with you, Noah. You're a screenwriter and director from Duval County, Florida. You studied theater, screenwriting, directing, law enforcement, and also humanities in Tallahassee, Florida. You also operate fund with filmmakers and also mental illness awareness. And you also served as a combat veteran, also in the U.S. Army. You served as a mercenary for multiple private outfits. And Asia, you also serve as a producing partner with Noah and also an actress as well too. And do you have a brand new, you could say a trilogy, which kind of goes into the multiverse called Lethal Ladies. And before getting to all that, guys, tell us how I first got started. So Asia, let's go ahead and start with you.
Oh, okay. So I auditioned for Noah back in 2020 for a short film called Relationship Killers. That's currently in the film festival circuit now. While that film was in post-production, I was being super nosy and curious and bothering Noah a lot. And so he decided to bring me in to meetings on like editing and coloring and composing and things like that. So I eventually came on as a producer, and the rest is history. So,
and what was the one precise moment that simply influenced you, what you're doing for the rest of your career?
You mean like with Noah or just in general? As an
in
actor?
general.
Oh, I also was in the Army. I was in for 6 years. It was on my last deployment that I decided to get out and pursue a dream. I realized I wasn't afraid to die, but I was afraid to try acting for some reason. So yeah, I got out, and that was back in 2020. So I've been doing this for 2 years now.
Equally scary.
What's that?
Equally scary.
Now, were you both in the Army at the same time?
No, I met Noah after the military.
Oh, you did? Okay. And who are some of your favorite actors, actresses, and also TV shows and movies growing up? Who are some of your favorites?
Oh my God. My favorite movie, I think, of all time is Forrest Gump. Second favorite is Pulp Fiction. Some of my favorite actors, oh my God, Denzel Washington, Angela Bassett, Will Smith, like just Robert De Niro, like all the greats, really, yeah.
And of course, the list goes on and on and on. And Walt and Noah, you're a screenwriter, director from Duval County, Florida, and you study theater, screenwriting, directing, also law enforcement, humanities, and more. And tell us how you first got started.
Well, I always kind of wanted to tell stories, in one way or another. I didn't know if it would ever be a reality, So I always had, I did the Army. I worked in law enforcement for a little bit. I did a lot of merc work. But I knew as a kid that there was no way I could ever get into film school. I didn't know if I'd graduate high school, to be honest with you. So instead of meeting that with failure, I just decided to try and live my life in a way that would give me as many really intense experiences that I could put together as memories on a memory palette and paint my stories with. And then I would just, as often as possible, either get on set or take every workshop and mentorship and learning opportunity there was, which at the time was really, really difficult because there's not a huge film industry in the Southeast. There is now, but back in the day, there were only a few outfits that would go into and around Atlanta and Forsyth to do their production. But that's how I got started. I just, I wanted to, as far as writing goes and developing characters, I just wanted to meet as many people as possible and live as a diverse of a life as possible so that I could gather those memories onto a memory palette and paint my stories.
And what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into doing what you're doing for the rest of your career?
I don't know. I think that, honestly, I never knew. I guess technically we never know if we're going to be a success or anything. But I made my way up the line to line producer in the filmmaking role, and I worked my way up pretty decently in stand-up comedy, but from the get-go, I've always only wanted to be a writer director. That's always been my dream. And honestly, it was getting Relationship Killers to the place that it got to, and getting the recognition for it. It kind of solidified for me, no, I can do this. This is something that's more than I'm capable of. I'm actually really, really good at. So like within the past 2 years, I've decided to definitely put all of my cards into writing and directing. Like that's what I want to be known as. That's what I'm going to be known for.
And speaking of writing and directing, who are some of your favorite writers, directors growing up? Both some of your favorite actors and some of your favorite movies growing up?
Man, I have a really, really diverse taste. I love I love Patty Jenkins' Monster. I thought that was an incredibly interesting film. A buddy of mine, Steve Bernstein, shot that film and won the Oscar for it. I love Sorkin's use of dialogue. I love the way that he puts two of the most intelligent people in the world in the same room and we listen to them argue. I love Fincher's use of dark material. I like Tarantino's eclectic nature when it comes to subgenre and combining storylines and jumping in time. Robert De Niro is one of my most favorite actors. I have so many actors that I name, too many, honestly. Reed Marino is a really big inspiration for me as a director. Oh goodness, so many that I could name. Definitely Daisy. Taxi Driver is the film that originally made me want to be a filmmaker.
That's really interesting as well, too. We'll talk about some of your other influences. You also been involved with Fun with Filmmakers, Mental Illness Awareness, and also the Relationship Killers, Lethal Ladies. We'll talk about those. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com or over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries. Also on HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few coming soon. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with a terrific duo of Lethal Ladies, part of the Relationship Killer series on the Mike Wagner Show. Noah Waters III, and also Asia Loren, the producer and partner as well, too. And before we talk about the Relationship Killer series along with the Lethal Ladies, you also operate a couple of missions as well, too. Fun with Filmmakers and Mental Illness Awareness, or MIA. And tell us about those foundations, what inspired you to create them.
Yeah, Fun with Filmmakers. I mean, they're both passion projects, obviously, but Fun with Filmmakers, I had a very, very difficult time getting into the industry and learning and working my way up. Partly because of geography, where I was located. And I also have a plethora of learning disabilities and mental illnesses, which all, doesn't make it easy in an industry that's already incredibly difficult to get into, get started, work your way up. And so with Fun with Filmmakers, I wanted to create an entity that fulfills something that I love to do, which is helping up and coming filmmakers get their start, whether it's on the job training, mentorship, and classes with screenwriting. And in fact, with the next productions we're doing for Chapter Zulu, which is the next phase of Lethal Ladies, which is a 2-film slate, Fun with Filmmakers is partnering with a really good friend of mine and producer, Yvette Vargas, who runs a program called the Writers Room 50/50. And so she's come on board, and we're partnering together to raise money for scholarships for people to go through her TV writing class, which is one of the greatest in the world.
Nice.
As well as 15 on-set mentorship spots during physical production of Chapter Zulu. And we're going to keep doing that throughout my production. It's something I've always tried to do, is open up training spots. But it's always bothered me when most of the time those spots are volunteer, and or you have to pay, and it just makes it that much more difficult, because a lot of times, you're taking off your day job. If you have a day job, you have to get childcare if you have kids. And so we want to give our trainees and our mentees day rates, nothing, outlandish, but just enough to make it worth their time, and also create a space where they can learn, and feel free to ask questions, and also partner with keys who do what they want to do professionally in the industry. And mental illness advocacy is a foundation that's predominantly for tearing down the stigma around reaching out and asking for help when you need it. There's a lot of stigma that's created in multiple communities, whether it's veterans or young men or men in general, people of color. There's different immigrants. There's plenty immigrants and there's plenty communities that reaching out and asking for help is seen as a moment of weakness, and it's something that really bothers me, because that's not an easy moment for anyone. And so our intention is to help create content that features mental illness in a way that's not always putting it in a bad light, and also showing the diversity of mental illness. How many we've seen the same bully narcissism characters again and again. We've seen the same veterans who suffer from PTSD in one specific way. And so it's all about, one, creating assistance for people in crisis, as well as spreading awareness about, tearing down the stigma.
And how does one join these organizations?
So MIA, right now is just a subscription-based thing. So you sign up for the email list, and Fun with Filmmakers, same thing. I currently have a host of mentees, and then we'll be creating more and more opportunities as we get the resources to do so. But for right now, if you go to our crowdfunding campaign for the film Chapter Zulu, the 2-film slate, in there are 3 different perks that you can purchase for donation, and your donation goes towards those scholarships, the funds towards helping the mentees, and the funds towards helping the Mental Illness Foundation. And when you do so, you also get involved with the communication, moving forward.
Okay, that's really interesting as well, too. We encourage everybody to take advantage of that. We're here with Noah Wires III and Asia Loren here on the Mike Wagner Show at the Lethal Ladies Project. And before getting to Lethal Ladies, Relationship Killers, and Chapter Zulu, you guys are talking about, how'd you guys first meet?
So Relationship Killers, was the first film in this universe. and I really didn't want to make a short film that was a proof of concept per se. You know, that's the most common route with filmmakers, is they want to make a short that's what to show what they could do with the feature. And for me, it was really a proof of character and a proof of tone, because when it comes to cinematic universes, that's what people come back for, are the characters they get to see in all these different stories and all these different storylines and how they interweave with one another. So I wanted to start working on an ensemble of characters to get an audience invested in. And then my most favorite genre is noir. So I want to base the tone and the overall arc and genre of this entire universe in noir, but then give each individual entity a different subgenre, like Tarantino, like I was talking about.
Okay.
So for our first film, so Chapter Zulu is a 2-film slate. It's basically like Marvel's Alpha Slate or Marvel's Phase 1, whatever. And the first one is a social suspense slasher. So it's, tonally like something along the lines of Silence of the Lambs meets Jeremy Saulnier's Green Room. Whereas the second one is we introduce some magic realism and some sci-fi elements, and then we introduce mythology, which is going to be a big signifier in our world. And then so when I was casting for Relationship Killers, the first film, I was getting a little downtrodden because I lost I wasn't seeing what I needed to pull off the character of Braven in the film. And then eventually, Asia's Tape came across, and I had put in for the sides for the actor to leap at the camera at the end of the scene, and she was one of the only ones that did it, and she did it effectively enough that it startled me. So I was like, okay,
wow, amazing. Yeah, Asia, feel free to jump in. And how'd you first meet Noah, and how'd you first get involved in a project, also working with to be a producing partner? So let's hear from you here.
Noah's right. I was one of the first few auditions I did when I moved to LA, and I don't know, I saw in the dialogue that the character lunged at somebody, so I just did it. And we had a meeting after casting, and I think he had seen a tape of mine that I had done a monologue in a British accent, so he asked me if I could do that for the character. And so that was fun. And then from there though, after we did Relationship Killers and now we're working on these other things, it's just been kind of he told me his ideas that he had, and I was like, yo, those are fire. These sound dope as hell. Absolutely.
I can imagine you in a British accent, almost like a female James Bond.
I mean, I don't know about not that smooth.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, Noah just has really, I mean, he's just a great writer. He's a great director. When I read the script for Relationship Killers, I was shocked, and it's very rare that you're shocked by a script. And then I read the other works that he's, stuff that he's working on, and like just the character development that he's done for all these women. And it's just, I'm like, I'd be stupid to not want to join forces with him and help him make this come to life, because the stories are incredible. The women are insanely just different and crazy and dark and lovely and scary and just cool. So this is, for me, it's exciting to just work with someone that's this creative and that trusts me with some of these women.
That's really interesting. What was some of the work you did before you got on with Relationship Killers and Lethal Ladies?
So before we actually started filming Relationship Killers, I'd been in a feature called Mile 19 that's actually due to release this October. I don't have a specific date yet, but I believe October 19th is when it's supposed to come out. That's a suspense thriller about human trafficking, and my character in that is a college student who escapes. Then I've done a pilot for a sci-fi about the world coming to an end, and the Antichrist is like back on Earth and fighting. And my character is a demigod, so to speak. So I've done some sci-fi work. I recently did a short film about veterans that is online now. It's called Merit and Zoe, and that one's getting turned into a feature soon. Aside from that, I'm a poet. I've written, well, my second book is done now, but it won't be out until next year. My first book is out. Working. I'm writing, I'm producing with Noah, still auditioning for lots of projects. Just got finished with White Men Can't Jump, doing some work on there. And then
Is that a remake of the original that was out?
yeah, it's a remake of Jack Harlow. I'm not crazy about remakes, but it might be good. It looks like it'll be good, so we'll see.
Let me throw this out to you. Can white men still can jump, or they still can't jump? I get asked that all the time.
They still can't jump. They still can't jump, Mike.
Oh, you know what? I'm relieved. I can't jump worth crap. And Noah, can you seriously jump?
No, in fact, vertical was one of the requirements for an agency that I was trying to get on with one time, and I didn't make the minimum you're required to get up to.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
So fit the stereotype.
Right. And of course, Lethal Ladies as well, too. That's just part of the Relationship Killers. And, it's basically a noir, neo-noir femme fatale character driven cinematic multiverse. And it's also part of the series. And, once again, the genesis of the Lethal Ladies. And, why the neo-noir and multiverse as well, too. This sounds something that's very, very unique.
Well,
behind it.
It's my most favorite genre, and I think it's besides westerns, I think it's the most versatile in that there are a plethora of subgenres under it. Like you look through the sci-fi magic realism noirs, the cyberpunks, the classic cinema noir, the film noir, which is predominantly mysteries and detectives with really interesting and dark and cynical characters, which is what draws me most to the genre. And I love the femme fatale character. I do. I think that she's a very intriguing character. My hatred of it is when it's predominantly used as a plot point. There's almost never any exploration into why she is the way she is, why she does the things she does, and for me, that's the most interesting part of it. And when you sit down, develop, and layer a character based on their backstory, I think that the already intriguing femme fatale character becomes that much more elevated. And so that's what I want to do with this world. It's like, what if it was a universe of femme fatale characters that didn't have the only goal of being, or their only reason for being there wasn't to be the love interest or to be the reason that the leading male gets torn down, whatever his mission is. What if they were individuals and then let that be the genesis of plot, instead of letting the plot points be there, and then we'll just have the characters get there. I really love character driven storytelling, and so that's what we.
And of course, you also have the two female characters as part of the Lethal Ladies, but it also just branches off into other subgenres, like in Chapter Zulu, and I think you also mentioned a couple others. Tell us more about Chapter Zulu and some of the other projects you would have involved in Lethal Ladies, like with the offshoots and various branches and everything else, and a bit more about those.
Yeah, so the idea is to set up as many different mediums and formats as possible. So we want to move into graphic novels and books and episodic series, but predominantly have everything centered around the feature films. That it's just slowly churning out features. And so Chapter Zulu is the first 2 feature films in the universe. Relationship Killers was the first film. It was a short. Chapter Zulu is it's the introduction of the world and our first ensemble of characters to the world, very similar to how Marvel did with their first slate of films, is introducing the characters to get everybody introduced to them and invested in them. And we want to do the same thing. We're gonna do it though in a very Tarantino-esque non-linear fashion, in that I'm calling the first 2 films, the slate for the first 2 films, Chapter Zulu, because Zulu is the last letter in the phonetic alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
So after these first 2 films, we're going to do a pretty epic time jump back in time and then rebuild up to those moments, which is really interesting because you'll get to see a lot of interesting femme fatales, and then also get to see how they got there, like how they got to be the people that they are, while introducing other storylines, other timelines, other characters. And I want to use it as an opportunity to show cinema and stories from communities and individuals whom haven't been able to see themselves on screen. And so with that, we're trying to partner with as many different smaller communities to make sure that when we are using narrative and touching story that touch their culture, that we're doing it properly, giving it justice, and also partnering with them on that, and not just stealing their culture for the purposes of bastardizing to make dollars. We want to actually use it as an opportunity to explore the allegory that exists in the many different cultures that are in our world today, and then let's expand upon that. And so with that, we do have plans to branch off into a couple of episodic series, and with that, I also want to incorporate a lot more of the mentorship and the workshop mentality, and use it as an opportunity to give up and coming filmmakers of all kinds, whether they're writer directors or just screenwriters, or they want to gaff, work in electric, give them the opportunity to work on set, hone their skills, and better themselves to prepare themselves for job placement elsewhere.
And Asia, go ahead and give us more of your input on Lethal A's as well too, and fill in what Noah had to say also, some of your input.
So I actually wanted to use the comparison of so remember, have you seen the movie The Fifth Element?
I've seen it, yes, Bruce Willis.
So remember Lilu,
Mm-hmm.
the orange-haired character. So imagine like a world where she's explored, where we learn more about her. We learn more, or if you think of Pulp Fiction, learning more about what was her name, Mia,
I think
right?
so, yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what Noah's saying when he's talking about these femme fatales that normally don't get explored because they're used as moving plot points in a story. So we're looking at these types of women, but like their story, the richness of them, and like he was saying as well, when he's talking about communities like so like the Native American community, we have one of our stories is going to involve a Choctaw character, and we're using a Choctaw actress, and we're using a Choctaw DP. And Noah's done the research and talked to I don't know if we want to name them chief, but spoken with people from that tribe to ensure that we're not blurring the lines of cultural appropriation and insensitivities, while also being able to tell a fictional story. In the same with, some of the characters that I'll be playing, dipping into African American history as well. And so it's things like that where we're exploring it. We want to tell fun, exciting stories to get people excited about movies again, excited about going to a theater to sit and watch something
Without the sequels.
Well, no, sequels are just something original, something that we haven't seen, because right now everything is a reboot, everything is a remake. They're doing, they redid the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They're redoing Oh goodness, the White Men Can't Jump. They've redone High Fidelity. They've redone so many movies, and we're kind of like, okay, we get it.
And you know something too, we saw Jurassic Park a while back, the very last one, and we're like, that's enough. And I'll bet you, with Johnny Depp, after the way he went with Amber Heard, he'll be probably wanting to throw out millions, say, can we do another Pirates of the Caribbean, please, so I can get my money back? Thank you. Can you imagine that?
It's like the studio system is really afraid of like trying something new because they're worried they won't make any money. But I think there's evidence that original stories are what people want. You have shows like Ozarks, or you have the show out of Korea.
What was that show, Noah, out of Korea? What was it?
Something.
Games. It's Squid Games.
Squid Games, yeah.
Yeah, so original things like that with unknown characters, with all these people that are not already in the industry making it big. It's like, yeah, people just want to see a story that they haven't seen already. And so that's what we're doing.
That's really interesting. And we'll talk more about Lethal Ladies and other projects in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Noah Waters III and Asian Loren of Lethal Ladies after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People, based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with Noah Waters III and Asia Lorena, Lethal Ladies, here on The Mike Wagner Show. And where can we get more information about Lethal Ladies, and where can we tune in? And also, most importantly, how can we help?
So we're Lethal Ladies CM, Cinematic Multiverse, on all the social media platforms. Asia, do you want to tell them about the Indiegogo?
Oh, the crowdfunding campaign. So yeah, right now we are crowdfunding to so that we can do the first opening sequences of the next two films, which will be Deceit and Scales. And by opening sequence, we literally mean we're shooting the first 10 to 12 minutes of each of those features. So we're crowdfunding on Indiegogo. You can literally go and search on Indiegogo, Lethal Ladies Cinematic Multiverse, or you could go to any of our social platforms. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and we have links on there as well. And we're looking to shoot that at the end of August. So hopefully we secure the funds that we need to roll into production. And yeah, I don't know, did I miss anything on that, Noah?
Yeah, like I talked about earlier, there's 3 different ways to help out with the nonprofit side of things. You can pick one perk, which is just straight up the scholarship. So half of your donation goes directly towards funding one of those students for one full lab, which is a really big deal. And then the second one, which is a little less expensive, is you're funding one of our mentees for 1 day of film on set. And then you can also do an add-on perk. So when you click that add-on perk, because we've got tons of them on there, you can add that add-on perk to any of the other perks, and it makes the entire perk tax deductible.
Okay.
So what happens is when you add that add-on perk, we take the amount that we get after Indiegogo takes their portion, and we send it to the nonprofit, the Writers Room 50/50. They take their portion to go towards supporting the students and the mentorship, and then you yourself will get a tax deductible receipt that you can file with your taxes.
Okay, we will certainly do that as well too. We're here with Noah Waters and Asia Loren here on the Mike Wagner Show of Lethal Ladies. Just a few more minutes here. What else can you expect from you guys in 2022 and beyond?
Right now I'm dedicated to Lethal Ladies. I turned down a different gig. But I'm pretty much focused on getting these next 2 opening sequences in the can in as high a quality as possible.
Okay. And Asia, how about you?
So I am getting ready to launch my second book of poetry. It'll be called Exclusivity, and that should be coming out in January. I will have a pre-sale startup in November, just for those who might want to sign up early. And then I'm writing my own feature about my parents. And then, working on a few other films with a few other people that I might be producing and acting in later, but no word on that yet. But those are, I got a few different buckets of things going on.
We're certainly looking forward to it, and we completely understand it's good to stay busy. And who do you consider biggest influences in your careers?
Oh, goodness. Biggest influence in my career?
Yes.
Wow, I've never thought about that. I'd probably say my mom. She's not an actor or anyone in the industry. But in life, she's always been someone who goes for what she wants. And I think from her, I realized or learned that there's nothing that you can't do. And so in any career that you're in, whether it be entertainment or finance or military or whatever, if you want to do it, you can do it, and just do it. And so I'd say my mom is my biggest influence in my career, in my life. Yeah.
And Noah, how about you?
Well, my mom's my hero, like not being, selfish or anything. Truly, she's the reason I'm here. I mean, as far as influences go, again, the list goes on forever. Patty Jenkins, Reed Marino, Tarantino, and Scorsese are definitely the top hitters. Frank Darabont a lot.
Okay. And what's the best advice you guys can give to anybody at this point?
For me, I just, I'm not a smart guy or anything like that. So the only thing that has been a part of my personality that's helped me get to where I am today is just being someone that people enjoy working with, because that doesn't happen a lot in our industry. And then be open to learning, be a steady student. And then I think that'll get you further in the industry than most anything, unless you have an uncle that's got millions of dollars.
Yeah, that part. Advice that I'd give people, I'd say let go of your fear. Like, shit's gonna happen. Like, life is, I mean, it's like, fear does nothing for you. It's in it, and if you are fearful of things, still do things. Like, being afraid of something should not be the reason not to do something, no matter what it is. So if you are fearful, that's fine. Just do it anyways. And if you can let go of your fear, let it go.
That's totally agreeable as well, too. Once again, we're with Noah Wires III and Asia Loren of Lethal Ladies here on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch. Love having you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact, where can people check out or purchase Lethal Ladies, Relationship Killers, and Chapter Zulu, and your other projects and more.
My production company is Flawless Arts. My socials are all just my name at Noah A. Waters III. Flawlessarts.com. Lethal Ladies is on all the socials. And I think that's it for me.
Okay, Asia?
My social media is Asia Loren. My website is asialoren.com. Everything that I have going on is on my website rather than my Instagram. Again, book coming out next year, working on Lethal Ladies for late August, and writing, constantly writing. Yeah.
We certainly are looking forward to that. Once again, guys, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish all best. You guys have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen Zia of Missing. And powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms. And of course on the MikeWagnerShow.com, HamiltonRadio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Thanks for listening.